Hello, this is the second video I'm making for my new website called A Blended Path. And I'm looking from notes again. And uh, this video is about perennialism, or the blind men and the elephant. And it was one of the big steps as I expanded my more traditional, conventional faith. So early on in considering blending beliefs, I needed reason to assist me. Not that faith is all in the mind or logical, but I didn't think that you could have contradictory worldviews, whether atheism or pantheism, and that if they just said the opposite, they couldn't both be equally true or believable. Now, in high school, I came up with an idea, I thought I came up with it, called the thread of truth. And my friends made fun of me a bit for that. But my idea was that there's a core common ground in all beliefs. And this kind of limited universalism helped my thinking. More recently, I came across this book by Aldous Huxley called The Perennial Philosophy, in which he elaborates quite well the similarities between many of the world religions. But the story of the blind man and the elephant is the more popular approach, and it's sometimes used to further this idea. It's kind of this poster child. One person online called it the poster child of religious relativism and tolerance. I'd like to read the poem and then give you a couple thoughts. The Blind Man and the Elephant, and this is the version by John Godfrey Saxe in the 1800s. It was 6 men of Indostan, to learning much inclined, who went to see the elephant, though all of them were blind, that each by observation might satisfy his mind. The first approached the elephant, and happening to fall against his broad and sturdy side, at once began to bawl, "God bless me, but the elephant is very like a wall." The second, feeling of the tusk, cried, "Ho, what have we here, so very round and smooth and sharp? To me 'tis mighty clear, this wonder of an elephant is very like a spear." The third approached the animal, and happening to take the squirming trunk within his hands, thus boldly up and spake, "I see," quoth he, "the elephant is very like a snake." The fourth reached out an eager hand, and felt about the knee. "What most this wondrous beast is like is mighty plain," quoth he. "'Tis clear enough, the elephant is very like a tree." The fifth, who chanced to touch the ear, said, "Even the blindest man can tell what this resembles most. Deny the fact who can. This marvel of an elephant is very like a fan." The sixth no sooner had begun about the beast to grope, than seizing on the swinging tail that fell within his scope, "I see," quoth he, "the elephant is very like a rope." And so these men of Indostan disputed loud and long, each in his own opinion, exceedingly stiff and strong, though each was partly in the right and all were in the wrong. The moral. So oft in theologic wars, the disputants, I ween, rail on in utter ignorance of what each other mean, and prate about an elephant not one of them has seen. So it's a familiar analogy, and it's, I feel, a good one. But in a way, it's those who think about it, maybe even the author of this version, has stopped thinking too soon. Perhaps. I see 3 principles, though, arising from the analogy. One is stated that the blind men are all wrong, in their interpretations. And so the cynic could stop there and say, oh, we just can't know. 2, the blind men have all grasped part of the mystery, and so they each have a piece to the puzzle, and if you just extended the story, maybe if they put their heads together, they could figure more out. And 3, the blind men do share certain core understandings, not discussed in the poem. They've touched something real, something big, something living and breathing. And so there is that perennial or core common ground there as well. But in conclusion, I think perhaps all 3 of these principles need to work together for the best possible, although not a perfect understanding of spirituality. And so if that's right, then blended paths are an important part of putting the puzzle together. Not that they're any more perfection than any other approach. I think sometimes we forget that the rigid interpretations do have contributions to make. There's important, sometimes we throw the baby out with the bathwater, and there's important, valuable truths in there, and they do engage aspects of the whole that perhaps we should factor in. And of course, the shared common ground shouldn't be denied in facing the mystery, nor the doubts that we are blind. We do see in a mirror darkly, a dark mirror. We don't see all of the mysteries. So just a little food for thought, but that was one step in my ability to kind of ease cognitive dissonance and to walk a blended path. Thanks for listening. This is very helpful for me to look back over the course, chart the course that I've walked, and maybe it'll help someone else, I hope. Thank you. Have a good day.